everybody, this is Anthony from Sunny Creates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So firstly, I want to apologize for a few things. Number one, I couldn't get the video out yesterday as promised, which was Thursday, and there were many reasons. You're going to hear probably my boulder building, and they start at 8 in the morning and finish at 5 in the afternoon. So it makes it quite impossible for me to film because the entire day there's a noise. So I was going to film after 5, and then my entire external hard drive crashed on me, and I kind of spent hours and hours and hours trying to recover it. Firstly, I had to diagnose the problem and then find something to help me to recover the data. So I think I must have spent over 7-8 hours trying to do that because I didn't even know what the problem was initially. But I think I'm there. I think I'm recovering the data. I hope that when it looks like the files, most of the files are there, still running though. And as soon as I can finish with that, I'll probably release the kit, the video of the kit today, but if not tomorrow morning, because I still need to print it out and things like that. So yes, do forgive me, but these things happen, and it was totally out of my control, and I was totally devastated, and I prayed and prayed about it. So I must say my prayers were definitely answered, because it seems like I could have recovered most of the items. It's still on recovery mode at the moment, but I have faith that it's going to work. So without further ado, let's talk about our ring bound journal. And I also want to apologize for that noise. It's going to come through, so I'm going to try and speak louder than that. And for those that are sensitive to loud noises, I apologize, really I do, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't really go and tell my neighbor to stop building, although that would be wonderful because he's really giving me a headache. But he has to do what he has to do, right? And I have to accommodate that. So let's go on. These are the rings that we might use, that we will use for the ring bound journal. I'm just not sure which size as yet. Okay, I think more likely this size here than this one here, because I'm looking at about 10 pages plus covers. So if you're looking at what this size is, then it's about 5 centimeters in diameter. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Oops, oh sorry, I'm so sorry. Speaking about my neighbor, I'm the one causing all the noise. And then it opens up like that for you to be able to put your pages in, and you could get larger ones. I'm not sure. Maybe they are, but I get this from, there's nothing larger than this. Right, so that's that. Then I'm going to speak to you about the digital kit that I'm using. As I mentioned, listen, don't go running out to buy a new digital kit. I don't think you have to have one. I have one, and I'm going to be using it. And as you can see, I can't print off my laptop. So this is something that was already printed. So I just want to let you have a look at it quickly. So obviously there's some there's a good deal of stuff missing from here, but this is what my digital collage kit looks like, and I probably will use some of it in the journal. And please forgive me, but really this is all my test pages, so there would probably be changes on it, but yeah, this is kind of how it looks like. And these pages are nice, so probably yes, that's that page here. That's page is actually this page here. And yeah, you can see that I really not the best of examples to show you, but I think I have something on my it's not my Etsy, on my YouTube where I show you the kit. So that is actually some repeats here as well. And I did not know that. I just pulled it out. And I noticed also what's not on the kit is that we have ephemera pages as well. Okay, so if you're looking at it, I mean, if you're interested, this is kind of how it looks. And I think, oh my word, this is not a new kit, it's an old kit. I think there could be 4 pages, 6 pages of these and 4 pages of ephemera, like pockets and things like that. But I'm so sorry, I couldn't print out a the latest version of it because my laptop's still recovering, and all my digital kits are sitting on that. So that's the digital kit that I will probably be using here and there. And I wanted to show you the pages that we are using. So now this is my journal where I write down stuff and ideas, and as you can see, things here, what I'm doing and stuff like that. So this helps me to keep on track as much as possible. But in order to do that, I'm taking out pages from this book to be able to stick in journal pages here or planner pages for me to write. And if I look at the measurements of this book, it is 16 by 23.5, and I think the pages inside it are, let's see, 23 by about 15 or so. Okay, so that's the size of pages that I'm going to be using. I'm not going to be using the book, but I might probably, and I will tell you about the good news when I can, but I can't right now. I might probably be using the book covers, because I've got another one like this as well. I might probably be using the book covers by cutting them down like that, okay, and using the top and the bottom as the covers for the ring bound journal. Okay, so I have some very exciting news, but I don't believe I can share it right now, so I'm gonna wait until I can. Right, so that's that. And then what we did over here now is that I took those book pages that I started tearing out, which are these here. And this is not my idea. I watched it. I got this idea from Tina and Shabby Dabby Doodah, but I don't know whether she's got a process video on what she did. But she did make mention of the fact that she did some of her ring bound journals with book pages. Okay, so all I did here is I took 2, and it will depend on what you want to do. So say for example, I took 2 and I glued them together, and I made sure I lined up the straight edges of it after I glued it, and I glued it with a glue stick like that, and then I added oopsie, making sure that if you're using the book pages, that your pages are lined up and both the pages, the print is in the right direction. Okay, and I just lined up corner to corner here. Just excuse me, I'm wearing glasses, and I don't normally wear glasses or wear multifocal contact lenses, so I'm oh no, you see. Then what I did is, before I did that, is that I took this here, my normal, you see me using this all the time. Let's neaten up because this looks untidy. So I took some of this glue, and I apologize if I seem out of character today. It's just that I can't tell you how stressed I am. Okay, not now. I was stressed because of the many, it's like 1 year's worth of work that would have gone down the drain in terms of my digitals. So yeah, I mean, I prayed and prayed about it. I was positive. I must admit, I must say I was positive because I really trusted in God to come through for me, and he did, like he always does. So there we go, lining that up and that, and then just smoothing it down. And I think the other thing that's stressing me out is this noise. I'm not used to so much of noise. It doesn't allow me to work, concentrate. So that's what I did, right? And then I gessoed it. So I'm not going to gesso it now. And the reason why I'm not going to gesso it is because I prepared a page for us, okay? So I gessoed this, and I made homemade gesso. This is my homemade gesso here, okay? I gessoed it. I must wash that brush. I gessoed it, and then I dried it, and then I gessoed again, and I dried it because I wanted a pretty good coverage. And then so this was 2 pages, the 2 pages like how I glued it, and then I gessoed the 1 page, and then I turned it over, and it's not sitting nicely now because I rushed, and I while the glue was still drying, I did this because I wanted to show you what the page, what I was talking about. So 2 pages, gessoed the front page, and then the back part I just added a layer of dyed paper, my blue dyed papers, like this. Okay, so in actual fact there's like 3 layers of 3 layers here, 2 book pages and 1 of this, and it is pretty sturdy. I like it. However, let's say for example I was not putting the backing page and I was going to gesso back and front, then I would have put 3 pages, book pages together, okay, to do that. So it's quite nice and sturdy, right? And then what I did is after I put that in, I just went around with my sewing machine on a zigzag stitch, and I sewed right up until the ends of the paper by catching the paper in between. Okay, catching the paper as I went. So this ensures that I get a sealed edge. Right now, what I did was I made a mistake here, because what I wanted to do is, but this is my test page, right? So what I will do after I gessoed it and prepared the page, what I will do is that I'll take it to the trimmer. And before I sew it, and I'll trim off the crooked edge, because on these ones you're going to get the edge this edge here where you tore it out from the book. So I'll make sure that when I do that I will cut out a bit over here. So if I have to look at it, and if I have to say how much I'll cut out, and the reason you might not have the same size books, okay? But say for example, I'm going to turn my ruler this way around. I am here and it is almost 14.5 or so. So maybe I will just cut shy of 14.5, because there's 14.5. And on this side over here, it is more than 14.5. So I'll probably make it 14.5 or very close to 14.5. I don't know if I'll make it 14, to be honest, because I find 14 maybe a little bit too short. But I will see how it goes, and I might have to make it 14 depending on how I tore the other pages out. So about 14. So I will take out the bad, the uneven edge here, and then I will sew it on the sewing machine. Okay, so that's what I will do on that one. Now this is not the only paper I will be using, so I'll use this, and so you can prepare your coffee dyed papers, or you can prepare your blue dye papers. I think I told you about the method, and I also have a video explaining to you how I did do my coffee dyed pages. So these are the ones that not got any thingy on it, patterns, and then these the ones that have the patterns on it. So I'm also going to be using coffee dyed pages like that. Now you'll see that these are very lightly coffee dyed, so some are quite dark and then some are quite light. I'm probably going to look in my stash and find the lighter ones to use, because I just like the tone of the lighter ones. Okay, so that would be that. And then I will also use my papers, which I dyed the other day. Now, and I remember I told you that I had gotten better results. Okay, so these were the old ones. And I finally figured out why I get this line over here where there's, you know, it's like a blank part of it where there's nothing on it. And for the life of me, I can't understand why it took me so long to figure that out. But I have figured it out. So I've got about 4 of these mats, these doilies. And that is why I think it took me so long to figure it out. Because like that was almost perfect. This wasn't. And I always thought it was my dyeing technique. And it wasn't actually my dyeing technique, ladies and gents. It was a flaw on the placemat itself. So that area over there, there aren't little holes in order for the, you know, the coffee or whatever to seep through. And that is the reason why I'm getting that white band over there. And my word, did I drive myself crazy trying to figure that one out. And yes, I want to show you the last bit of the last part of it. So I think this one here, I can't remember. No, those ones are dry. But I did try a technique that a viewer suggested, and maybe it works for them, but it certainly didn't work for me. And that technique was to be, you know, wet your paper and then put the doily over it, and don't paint again. But my results were very, very poor on that one there, very poor. So these, remember those ones that the water got onto, but I wanted to show you these ones here now, where I kind of got a little bit, I feel, better prints. And the reason why I got better prints on it, yeah, I centered this the way I wanted it. Look at that print there. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. That one. And these, look at that one. But that's the line over there. Okay. So these were done where I placed it under my heater, my oil fun heater. But anyway, I just wanted to show you those things, because someone asked me about using a different heat source than the sun, and yes, it is possible. In fact, you get beautiful, beautiful images on it here. And this one I took out beforehand, and this one I think I left, and I left this one to dry completely. So I'm happy with these images, and I'm going to be using them together with this here and these as well, and these as well in the journal. So that, I think, takes care of our pages, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'll put it back over here on this side. And then just putting it here. These are some of the prints I made. Yeah. So you saw the envelopes So I'm using that. Now I'm showing you all these, and you're going to say to me, oh, but I saw it. No, I'm showing you how to prepare for your journal and what you need. This is like a deli paper, some food packaging, some envelopes over here. So remember I said I'll show you the video so that you can get ready. So those are some envelopes there. Those are some big doilies that we're going to be using. And there's some as well here. Right, so it's going to be tones of blue on it. Right, so that's that. And then what else are we going to be using? I've also got that brown there that I want to use. Then you saw me working on these with that. And then I found this here. Well, I didn't find it. I had it. And I love it. So I probably used this somewhere around as well. There was another blue one. Oh, look at how that faded. It was another blue one that I was using. Sorry, I should have taken it out. No, it's not that one. Oh, there's it, yeah. No, ma'am, Anthony, what's wrong with you? It's this one. It's just that I didn't realize this thing was so fat. That one there. Okay. That I'm going to be using as well. And then what else am I going to be using? So that's that. And buttons. So I will be using blue buttons and brown buttons as well, but this is just a container of cream buttons here. So I will be using buttons as well. And then I will be using yarn. So these colors here, whites and the light blues and things like that one there. Okay. So yarn, and you can see I still got it in here because I still need to complete my other journal this week before I bring it out. What else? Lace in pink and blues and creams. So this is all coming from my stash. Need to put it back into my stash. Also lace here in whites and stuff like that. Okay, so I didn't take it out. Washi. Some prints like your butterflies and things like that. That there. Some of the, well, I'll be using more, but the other ones I'm not. I mean, you can use whatever you want, which is your script stamps and stuff like that. Okay, so there we go. This is ordinary cube paper refills, and I'm going to be using this to stamp on this, and then I will back this on recycled cardboard. And you don't have to have that, because look at this. Look at how close that is, and that was just dyed with food coloring. So you don't have to have that. I just have it, so I'm using it. But you can use something like this to stamp on, and then back it on some recycled cardboard. Okay, and then I'm probably going to go with more of a feminine. That sounds so weird. Theme. This time around. So what I'm going to be using is like laces, buttons, flowers, thingy, butterflies, music paper. So get music paper, get your envelopes, get tea dye or coffee dye, your ledger pages. And I don't have old ledger pages. I just buy the ledger pages from, you know, the accounting books that the students use, and I'm going to coffee and tea dye that. And then the last thing is, and I think I showed this to you, where I take strips, leftover strips, and then I just dye them, right? And then I'll run this through the sewing machine. Okay, yeah. So those are the things that you need to prepare for your journal, or you need to start looking in your stash, and you need to start taking things out like this. Remember that this may not be all my supplies that I'm going to be using, because my desk is full on this side with stuff that I need to complete. So I just needed to take some stuff out to show you what I'm going to be using. But as you can see, oh, and this stencils and texture paste. Okay, and see, mine is homemade. All right, if you want the recipes to any of these, let me know, and I will make them available on my Facebook group. Some they're not my recipes, so I'm gonna share them. And then, you know, my gel acrylic medium that I will use as well. Yeah, I think that is it. I think that we are covered in terms of most of the supplies that I'm going to be using. Oh, and your die cuts. You've seen that I've already started preparing die cuts. Yeah, they definitely not enough. So I will go back and start preparing more die cuts, right? For the journal. Right, so I think that is it. And just to give you a reminder, these were made in our last video. And if you look at now everything that I showed you or showed to you, you now understand. And I think I made mention of the fact that these are going to be going into our ring bound journal. So there you go. These are some of the ephemera that we're going to be making. Tags, pockets, flips, belly bands, notebooks using different sizes of envelopes, using the CD covers. I didn't show a CD cover, but if you don't have it, it's fine too. CD covers, washi tape. So all those things are going to go into the journal. It's not going to be, it's only going to be like 10 pages, which works out to 20 plus the cover. So about 24 pages that we need to decorate. But I don't think I'm going to be running 24 videos. Some are going to just be ruffles and stuff like that. So I don't believe I'll run 24 videos on this, because then it starts getting boring. But yes, those are the kind of things that we're going to be using. And imagine if you stenciled on this and you added some tape, and I mean not tape, some beautiful like for example oh, did I not show you the other thing? Where did I leave it? Oh, well, I coffee dyed strips of fabric. So fabric is also something that we're going to be using. I'm very sorry, I don't know where I left it on my desk over here. And my desk is becoming a royal mess here. But yes, coffee dyed strips of fabric. So imagine if we have a little strip over here. We've got some stenciling going on over here. We have some lace there, some bling, some stamping with some tickets where there's a little collage. I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful at the end of the day. Oh well, we'll see, right? It's up to our imagination. So thank you so very much for being with me today. And I apologize, I'm not myself today. And I apologize for the lateness of this video. And we shall get on track on Tuesday, because I think on Tuesday is when I will post another video on this. I think where we really will get into it and start with this journal now. So have your supplies ready for Tuesday. We'll probably do a few videos. We just make ephemera. Okay, so get your stuff ready for your ephemera. And do take care, everybody, and thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you to all my subscribers out there and all my viewers. You are absolutely awesome. And soon I will share some good news with you, just not right now. Okay, and I hope you're going to be as happy as I am for that news. Yeah, just want to bring some stuff here to show it to you. Take care, everybody. Have a blessed day, and I'll probably see you very soon with another video. My kit, I think I called it Beautiful Birds kit, and also our Sunday A to Z. Take care. Lots of love. Blessings to you all from Something at Sunny Creates.